Right, hello. We are continuing to refine our get message routine to make it more robust. So we started off with just simply checking for presence of there being something in there, but we need to refine this a little bit more. So I've added a comment so below the presence check, and we're going to say it's invalid if there is no data input. So if the length of the message is bigger than 0, we will assume that it's valid, else we will return valid as false. So um, we're now going to check for the presence of only having white spaces within the message. So if at the moment it is still valid, so if valid and the message consists only of white spaces, then valid will be set to false, otherwise valid will be set to true. I'll get to this bit that we're busy building here in a moment, probably in the next video. So this now should also trap inputs where the user only inputs a white space. So like I can put in a lot of spaces. Theoretically, it should trap me here until I enter something that is not white space, and you can see that is indeed the case. Now, right, so there we go. So if the presence check to see if there's something valid over there. This is the extension of the present check. So invalid if input is only white space, so a bunch of spaces and that sort of thing. No valid characters at all besides spaces, then we will return it as being invalid, and we will still be trapped in this loop, otherwise we will continue. Alright, so before I leave this video, I just want to draw your attention to what I've done here. So I've just Googled what I googled was Python string methods, and it takes you to W3 schools, and there's a whole plethora, a whole list of very powerful string processing methods here, and this is where I found, for example, the is space routine method. So reading through this, there's all sorts of variations of it, but is title is space. There we go. Returns true if all the characters in the string are white space. That's where I got that from. We're going to make use of a couple of others, and we're going to experiment with them in a second. That's where I'll leave this video before moving on to refining this a bit more. So the next method we want to experiment with is the find method. So the find method will return the index position in the string where we find something. So it's a bit abstract. So this is a string, for example. I'm just typing in the console part of Python. So I can go s.find, all right, and I'm going to put in something that is in the string. So I'm going to put in I just to see what comes back. So I press enter and I get 2. And let's understand what's going on over here. Okay, so index 0, index 1, index 2. So it gives me the first occurring occurrence of the character I. That's how I can use find. Now, what I want to use this for is I want to be able to find double spaces. So if I go this, 2 spaces is 2 spaces sample string. Okay, that's what S is having now. Now, if I go S dot find, and I don't go single space, I go double space, it comes back at 4. And the meaning that at index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the start of a double space. And what we will do is we'll use another method in here called replace. So replace allows me to find a particular string, replace a string with the specified value that it's looking for. So if I read up about it a bit more, we get an example. So I take the string called .replace, and we can build a new string with it, where the first string is the string I'm looking for, and the second string is what I'm replacing it by. Okay, so in this example, we're replacing bananas with apples. But we don't want to do that. We're going to use replace to remove the white space. So I'm going to go s equals s dot replace, and I'm going to replace double space, so 2 spaces, with a single space. Right, so having done that, if I now do the s dot find thing again for double space, right, it's still come back as position 4, because if I keep doing this find and replace, and I find now a double space, position 4. Why? Let's see what s is. Odd. Python should have 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I am because I'm finding a single space. That's why. S dot find 1, 2. That's what I did wrong. So now I find a double space. I get a -1 back because all the double spaces have been replaced. So when I don't find something, I get -1 back from the find method. So using that, what we can do is we can set up a while loop over here. So I'm going to go while message dot find, all right, while finding a double space is bigger than or equal to 0. That means I found one. That means there is a double space in the string. We are going to simply replace the message string with, we're going to go message dot replace. We're going to replace the double space with a single space, and we keep doing that until all the single spaces have been removed. Okay, so I'll save that, and if I run that now, and even so, if I go, this whole lot of space is a string, and I press enter now, what I should get back is just this is a string with single spaces only. You can see indeed we only have single spaces, and that concludes the input method for tidying the string up.